I spent the last week throwing every kind of prompt I could think of at Nano Banana 2, and some of the results were honestly ridiculous. I genuinely didn't expect a free AI image tool to be able to pull off half of this stuff. In this video, I'm going to break down the prompts that actually worked and the specific techniques you can steal right now to get way better results out of Nano Banana 2. Whether you want to create product designs, retexture objects, build visual storyboards, or just make something cool to post online, there's going to be something in here for you. So, you can use Nano Banana 2 inside a platform called Higgsfield. Head over to Higgsfield, click Create Image, and make sure you've got Nano Banana 2 selected as your model. The big upgrade with this version over Nano Banana Pro is that it handles text inside images way better, it generates faster, and it's noticeably smarter about following complex instructions. You'll see exactly what I mean as we go through these. One of the most useful things I found is that Nano Banana 2 is incredible at changing the texture of objects. So let's say you upload a photo of a camera and prompt it with recreate this object as if it was made entirely from glass. The result looks like a real glass sculpture, but you can push it way further than that. Try prompting it to retexture the same camera into sliced kiwi fruit, and it actually changes the grip to have that fuzzy kiwi skin texture on the outside. Or prompt it with retexture this camera to look like it's made entirely out of a cheeseburger, and it gets weirdly creative with it. The lens ring becomes a stack of cheese, the grip is made of tiny burgers, and the focus ring turns into chips. It sounds absurd, but the quality is genuinely impressive. And this kind of thing is perfect if you're doing product mock-ups or just want to make something that really stands out on social media. Another technique that blew me away is using annotations directly on your images. Take a photo of yourself or any subject, open it in any basic editor, and draw arrows or write labels pointing to the parts you want changed. Something like add ski goggles here with an arrow pointing to your face, or put a frog on this shoulder. Then upload that annotated image into Nano Banana 2 and prompt it with follow the instructions from the annotations. It actually reads your handwritten notes and makes the exact changes you asked for. This is seriously useful when you want very precise control over what gets changed in an image without writing an incredibly long prompt trying to describe every little detail. Now, let's talk about text rendering, because this is where Nano Banana 2 really separates itself from almost every other image model out there. I tested it by prompting it to create a control panel with 40 tiny readable labels on the buttons, and nearly every single label came out legible. I ran the exact same prompt through Nano Banana Pro just to compare, and the text was basically gibberish. So if you're creating anything that needs readable text in the image, like product packaging, infographics, posters, or thumbnails, Nano Banana 2 is the one you want to be using. Speaking of products, it's surprisingly good at generating professional-looking product designs from scratch. I prompted it with create a sports drink product on a white background, and the brand is called Atomic Games. What came back looked like something you'd actually see on a shelf. Clean label design, proper branding, realistic bottle shape, all of it. Then I took that same image and prompted it to create a professional advertisement using that product, and the result genuinely looked like something a design agency would put together. If you're a freelancer or a small business owner who needs quick visual concepts before investing in real design work, this is an incredibly useful workflow to know about. One of the more creative techniques I tested was using Nano Banana 2 to merge two completely different images into one. I took a macro shot of a coin and a wide cityscape photo, uploaded both as references, and prompted it with transform the surface of reference 1 into a massive city environment. The result was this surreal image where the entire coin surface became a tiny, sprawling city. You can do the same thing with basically any two images. I tried it with a skyscraper and an ocean wave, prompting it to change the skyscraper into a structure made entirely of water, and it created something that looked like it belonged in a sci-fi movie. This is a really fun technique to experiment with if you want to create unique visuals that nobody else has. Here's one that I think is underrated. You can use Nano Banana 2 to change the lighting of any photo by uploading a second reference image that has the lighting style you want. So, you upload your original photo as reference 1, then upload a screenshot from a film where you love the lighting as reference 2, and prompt it with "Apply the lighting style from reference 2 onto reference 1 while keeping the subject identical." This is incredibly handy if you're a content creator trying to match a specific visual mood without needing to actually set up professional lighting. Another thing worth trying is the expression changer technique. Upload a portrait and prompt it with same face, but with 2% smile, 5% fear, and 10% rage. It subtly adjusts the facial expression to match those percentages. Bump the numbers up higher, and the changes get more dramatic. You can even take an expression from a completely different person's face and transfer it onto your subject. I generated an image of someone laughing, uploaded it alongside my reference photo, and prompted it to transfer the micro-expressions from the second image onto the first. It matched the emotion perfectly while keeping the original face intact. The last technique I want to show you is one that could genuinely save you time if you make YouTube content. Nano Banana 2 is so good at rendering text that you can prompt it to generate YouTube thumbnails for you. I just typed "create a YouTube thumbnail" with the title, and then put my title in quotes, and it gave me a solid starting point with clean, readable text and an eye-catching layout. It's not going to replace a custom-designed thumbnail, but for quick concepts or A/B testing different ideas before you commit to a final design, it's a really fast way to get the ball rolling. One thing to keep in mind across all of these techniques is that reference images are your best friend. You can upload up to 14 references in a single prompt. And the more visual context you give Nano Banana 2, the better your results are going to be. Don't be afraid to combine multiple references with a detailed prompt, because that's honestly where the most impressive outputs come from. What prompt are you going to try first? Let me know in the comments below. While you're there, check the description for some helpful resources that I've linked. And don't forget to like and subscribe.